Buffalo's housing market is rebounding, but the recovery so far is largely confined to a handful of neighborhoods in a slice of the city, according to a consultant hired by the Brown administration. Housing sales prices in these rebounding neighborhoods, a swath that extends from the waterfront through the neighborhoods by Elmwood, Delaware, and Hurdle Avenues, as well as a piece of South Buffalo, averaged almost $250,000 in recent years. But that's not the case with the rest of the city, the consultant found. Thousands of houses are deteriorating elsewhere in the city, and tens of thousands of households are struggling to find enough money to improve their homes or pay their rent in much of Buffalo. Many of these homes are in neighborhoods where houses sell for less than $30,000, the study found. Recognizing some neighborhoods were improving while others were not, the Brown administration last year contracted with a community planning consultant from Alexandria, Virginia, to study Buffalo's housing market. The consultant, CZB LLC, recommended housing strategies to both revive neighborhoods and maintain affordability. The consultant's report contains no silver bullet. There also is no single set of recommendations for the city as a whole. Instead, the report outlines different approaches that could help in different neighborhoods experiencing different housing market conditions. That could mean more code enforcement, rental property inspections, and targeted investment of federal funds and other money to help revive neighborhoods. Other recommendations include micro-mortgages to encourage home ownership, land trusts to encourage affordability, and a new tax exemption to encourage income and racial neighborhood integration. And voluntary inclusionary zoning aimed at creating lower-income units in privately built apartment buildings in higher rent areas is suggested for healthier neighborhoods in the rebounding swath, where some people are being priced out of the housing market. However fragile, growing demand in the most sought-after neighborhoods is translating into rising prices and rents after years of stagnation. These increases make access to housing in those neighborhoods difficult for many households, the report states. A graphic showing housing market demand from the Buffalo Housing Opportunity Strategy study conducted by CZB LLC. But the rising rents and home sales prices are not identified as the basic barrier to affordable housing in Buffalo. The housing is not overpriced, according to the consultant. The problem is that household incomes in Buffalo are too low, the report states. And poverty is too expansive. The city has some 37,000 households, about one-third of Buffalo, whose incomes are so low they can't afford to pay more than $500 if that in monthly rent, the consultant said. Most of these households receive housing subsidies, city officials said. Low incomes are the root cause of affordability problems, the report states. Also undermining Buffalo's overall housing market, the report states, is economic and racial segregation. That can be addressed, to some extent, through housing policy, the consultant indicates.